If you've ever wondered how creators are making videos that look like $100,000 productions, well, let me be the one to tell you that it's all done with AI. And you're not going to believe me when I tell you this, but now you can use just one tool and it basically does it all for you just by talking to it. No cameras, no editing, and no technical prompts. Now, right off the bat, we've created some super cool stuff to show you so you can start picturing how you can use this for your own brand or your own videos. So first, let's start by playing this awesome product showcase we just made. Now, that was pretty cool, right? Well, we're not limited to just that. We also made a music video, so let's give it a quick play.
The weight in my chest like a stone. Learning how to grow means learning I'm growing older, growing colder. Trying to hold my heart on my shoulder. All these nights I face on my own. Feels like I'm growing alone.
And finally, a short trailer for a short film.
They gave us everything, so we stopped asking for more. Then one of us woke something up.
And it was never the only one.
Now, what's crazy is this is stupid easy to make, and it's all made with one tool by OpenArt called Director. And all I did was describe what I wanted out loud, just like I was talking to it like a real person. And the AI directed the entire thing. You're getting multi-shots, consistent characters, voiceovers, music, the whole shebang. And honestly, it's the closest thing to just telling the computer or the AI what you want, and it basically does it for you. It's insane. Now, before we get started to show you how to do this, videos like this is exactly what I teach inside of AI Creator Lab, a community for people wanting to learn generative AI. Now, the good news is we just launched a 7-day free trial, which is a fast track to learning AI, showing you how to make your own AI character and videos in just 7 days. The full workflows, prompts included, everything, a step-by-step workflow. Now, the free trial is open for a limited time only, so depending on when you're watching this video, you might want to check this out. Anyway, I'll leave a link to that down below. Let's get on with the video. So to get started, when you're logged in, you want to head over to this new director mode right here. You can also access it here. Later on in the video, we're also going to be discussing pricing, and OpenArt is a very good platform, especially if you're just getting started. So stay tuned for that as we walk through all of that. Now, director mode is super awesome because you literally have two options. Down here, you can see you've got the guide me, but then you also have the just make it. Now, this is super cool because if you don't want to wait for it to do something, you can just give it a prompt and then it's just going to go ahead and do it for you. Now, the downside to this is you don't have the control you have in the guide me section. So we're going to walk through both of these workflows, but I want to quickly showcase a little bit about this platform so you can actually get a good understanding of director mode. Now, if you scroll down up here, you can see like the generations that we've been working on. Here you've got sort of quick start guides. So the really cool thing here is that OpenArt Director is really good at creating short films, music videos, UGC ads, product ads, film trailers, social content, brand films, explainers, and micro dramas. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see some trending templates which have been made by the community and by OpenArt. And then if you scroll down even further, you'll get a bunch of examples of all the trending topics like short films, music videos, UGC ads, etc. Now, the really cool part about this is you can actually go ahead and click on direct this, and then it's going to open up the project inside of here. So here you can actually see that this video was made by using a simple prompt like this: create a K-pop girl group music video based on the characters designed and audio I have uploaded. So here we can see the image, then we can see the audio. So if we go ahead and click on guide me and then just click on just make it, we can click to switch. We can go ahead and hit on generate, And then this will take about 5 to 10 minutes to generate. So we're going to leave this. This can start working in the background. What I'm going to do here is show you a project that we've already made just to kind of show you what happens in the workflow. So this one was a guided project, and I actually used quite a long prompt for this, and we can go ahead and expand this here. I'll walk you through how we've actually gone ahead and done this, and then we've also included reference images. So if you remember at the start of this video, this is one of the trailers that we went ahead and did, and as you can see, it looks super cool. Now this is just me playing around with OpenArt Director. I had an idea. We actually used some resources that we made of a video using Grok. We'll play the video on screen right now. Super fun little edit, and I wanted to reuse the assets and basically see what OpenArt can go ahead and do without much direction. So this is the video that we went ahead and did. So I will show you the process of how we actually went ahead and grabbed this prompt right here, but first I do want to show you a little bit about how you can go ahead and use OpenArt if you are a complete beginner. Now I do also want to show you another really cool example. This was one of my first tests inside of OpenArt, and I believe it's this one right here, and it's absolutely insane. I had this idea and I just wanted to kind of portray it inside of OpenArt Director. So I basically got a picture of the brand new Meta Ray-Bans in collaboration with Kylie Jenner. I grabbed a photo of Kylie, and then I just said, create a product ad for the Meta Starfire Kylie sunglasses. Treat this as a product commercial where the product is the hero and the end video finishes off with the woman wearing or putting on the glasses. Actually, I should have corrected that sentence because it's not good English, but it understood the assignment. What happens from here is basically it will say, love it, blah, blah, blah. And then it's going to ask you a couple questions. What format do you want it in? What resolution do you want? What's the length of your video? And what is the mood? So I basically just clicked on the options, and then it goes ahead and creates this script right here. You can go ahead and read this. When you're in this mode, you can actually go ahead and edit it as well, which is super nice. So you actually have full customizability here. I just clicked save and confirm, and then it like locked it in. It started to create the visuals, and then it wants me to confirm the visuals. So it gave me this. I was like, this isn't going to be too good, but I was like, let's go ahead and give it a try. And then, so I said, yeah, it looks good. And then if we play the video, you'll see for yourselves. It's insane.
Meta Starfire, eyes on you.
Now, I will say that this bit right here, where it transitions and then you got Kylie here, I don't like it at all. I would have probably just faded this out and then faded this shot in somehow, because this bit is super cool. The nice part here is you can actually go ahead and trim your clips, which is super nice. And then you can also do other editing stuff. So if we unclick this, you can basically like drag in assets like this. You can add music, voiceover, and captions, which is super nice. So you do have like a basic editing timeline, which is also really good, because let's say, you know, the finishing shot, like it was here, wasn't great. So you can actually just go ahead and trim it just like this, and then it will like transition to that next shot. The one thing I would like OpenArt to do here is to allow us to add transitions. Hopefully this is a feature that they're going to release very shortly, because that would be super nice. Next up, I want to show you a little bit about the scene builder and the shot list. So this is basically what's happening behind the scenes, and you can go ahead and modify all of these. So this is like the first initial shot, and then here we have the second shot here. And what we can do is, if we like these shots, we can actually go ahead and upscale it. We can grab the frame so we can generate more videos. We can extend the video. We can even modify the video, and we can recreate it. And the nice thing here is that we can either create from an image or create from a video, or we can just go ahead and upload our own media. Once it's kind of gotten those generations, it will then create these shots in this scene list. And this is basically how you can go ahead and continue iterating inside of these scenes, so you can continue to add shots. But then of course you can just do this inside of a timeline, but this is nice just to kind of like group everything together in one go. But that is essentially the gist of OpenArt. So I'm going to quickly show you what you can go ahead and do. If you want, you can click on one of these prompts. If you don't like any of these, you can just just re-roll them, and it'll give you a bunch of like different ideas. So if we go create a World Cup ad, we can basically give us a quick read. And interestingly enough, like you can use prompting like featuring advanced editing effects, After Effects, Premiere Pro, etc. And if we go ahead and click on Guide Me, I'll show you what this process is like, but I did kind of explain it. It's basically going to say working on it, and from here it's basically going to give us a few questions. So here it will basically give like a bit of direction on how you want your video to look. So you can click on either options. We'll just go on recommended. Here you can choose your aspect ratio, and then here you can choose your quality. So super interesting. Do take note of if it says light or not. If it's saying light, it's going to be using a less powerful model. So if you have the credits for it, then definitely go 1080p. It's also using a more advanced model, and you're also getting higher quality videos. For this, you can do target length, you can do recommended if you have a desired length. Obviously, you can either select either of these options, or you can put in a custom length. Traditionally, it's using Seedance as its main model, and so you can get clips up to 15 seconds. So keep that in mind when you're actually thinking about the duration, because obviously Seedance can do anywhere from 1 second to 15 seconds, and Seedance is a fairly expensive model. So think about how you want to frame this. So if you're doing 20 seconds, it's probably going to do 2 clips at 10 seconds, but it might also do 1 clip at 15 seconds and 1 clip at 5 seconds. So you can just go ahead and click on your desired length. From here, what it's going to do is then give you a script, which you can go ahead and modify. Once you confirm that, it's then going to give you a preview of your assets. If you approve those, then you can go ahead to the next step, and then it's going to generate the video for you. We're not going to go through this process right now because it takes a little bit of time, and I'd rather show you something more important. So we'll wait for that to load in the background. The K-pop music video that we started at the start of this video is still finishing. So now I actually want to show you this workflow and how we actually went ahead and prompted all of this. So this is the more advanced workflow that a traditional creator may use. So what we actually did ahead of schedule is, instead of letting OpenArt create the assets for us, it did actually create assets on top of it, but we've guided it a lot. So we've used this reference image, this one, and then this one. And you can see like from the opening frame, actually like it's a little bit low res, and that is my fault by adding an image that is low res. I should have upscaled this, but you can see that we've got like this kind of beefy prompt. So what I actually went ahead and did is I used ChatGPT, and we've got a really cool GPT that we're using for Seedance, which is basically a director mode as well, which you can see right here. So it's the Seedance 2.0 prompt director, and this is probably one of my favorite ones inside of the GPT store because it is super user friendly. We'll leave a link to it down below so you can access it. But opening up the project that I used to get the prompt for this, I basically added these reference images, and I said using these frames as a reference, use the character and the location as inspo. The theme is like it's meant to be cyberpunk future world, and create a short storyline and give me a description for a short film. So what it does is it basically analyzes everything that you want. It's asking you if you want like different aspect ratios, etc. I didn't like specify because I had an idea for it, like because we already created the original video, but it basically gave us all of this, which looked great. And it will actually give you a Seedance 2 prompt for this, but we actually don't want to do this because OpenArt has its own agent. It's also really good at this. So I basically just said, give me a description of it like I wanted to tell someone the idea, because that is what you're doing inside of OpenArt. So it gave me this like synopsis of the entire story. So what I did is I grabbed this. So I grabbed it from here, and then all of that. And then what I did is paste it in. So I said, create a cyberpunk. So that's the only thing I added was to create. I did that, added my references, and then again, it asked me about the aspect ratio, the quality, and the duration. And then it gave me the script, which we can see here. And then from here, it went ahead and generated a couple more assets inside here. It understood that I wanted to use my assets, so that's why we can see them here. But then because of the script, it added 2 more locations. So it's super cool that it basically added onto that. I did look at these initially and I was like, don't really like these, they're not really the same style, but I just went ahead and let it cook. And from there, it basically generated the video with no other alterations. I didn't edit it anymore because I was like, wow, this is like crazy. Like, especially like the start. Of course, this shot could be improved, but it was a low res shot that I gave it. But then it generated this, and it used the background that we can see here, added the character inside. And then it has like this whole like storyline where it's like, you know, she's found the car, it activates, and then it activates something in the city, and then the city goes crazy and it's getting shot, blah, blah, blah. I was like, when I saw this, I was like, holy crap, this is crazy. There we have it. Now, I do want to give you a few quick tips before we finish off. Number 1 is, if you can, upload your own characters early on, so the consistency stays the same. So it's not actually guessing what your characters need to look like. You actually have that vision for you, or vision already in your mind, and you're giving that to OpenArt Director, so then it can actually keep that locked in throughout your entire story. And number 2 is experiment in the lower quality models just for testing purposes, just so you can kind of understand what it's going to look like before you actually end up spending a lot of credits. Once you've kind of got the idea and it's done everything for you, you can go ahead and regenerate these in a higher quality version. Now, my top tip with Seedance and with OpenArt in general, if you're doing a music video, if you're doing an ad, if you're doing anything with like repetitive shots or like different scenes, but you can kind of like collage them together, generate it twice. The reason we say this is that you can actually go ahead and download that video, bring it into an editor. You can then cut up the shots that you do like and cut out the shots that you don't like, and you can make a master video from those 2 generations. Definitely my top tips. Now, when it comes to pricing, OpenArt is actually super good. So you can actually get started on their Essentials plan, which is only $14 a month. And now you actually do get access to Director Mode, because I believe it was only on the 2nd tiered plan that you could get Director Mode. So it's nice that you can now access this for $14 a month. But there we have it. That's OpenArt Director. And if you've ever had an idea in your head, but you have no idea how to translate it to AI, then use OpenArt Director. This is definitely the tool that's going to be closing the gap for everyone who's got those ideas but has no idea how to generate with AI. And if you do have AI knowledge, even perfect. You have the skill set to direct it even further to create the best generations possible. Now, the link to OpenArt will be in the description down below, so you can try it out for yourself. And if this video was useful, then don't forget to like and subscribe. And again, if you're serious about learning AI beyond just individual tools, definitely check out AI Creator Lab and take advantage of the limited offer of the free trial. I'll leave a link to that down below, and I'll see you in the next one.